Welcome to my review of Uncle Frank, now streaming everywhere on Amazon Prime, directed and written by Alan Ball and starring Paul Bettany, Sophia Lillis, and Peter Macdissi, a film I had no idea it even existed, but turns out it's one of the most endearing movies of 2020. Let's talk about it. Set in 1973, we follow Frank Bledsoe and his 18-year-old niece, Beth, as they take a road trip from Manhattan to Creekville, South Carolina. To attend the funeral of the Bledsoe family's patriarch, they are unexpectedly joined by Frank's lover, Walid. Now, as I mentioned in the beginning, I had no idea this film even existed, and it was a really good surprise for me as I watched it. But most importantly, before I crack on with the review, I want to know what you thought of Uncle Frank. Have you seen it? Did it caught your radar? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. What were your pros? What are your cons? All of that. And if you're new here but you want to see more, consider clicking that subscribe button because it really helps this guy right here, but also the channel in general. If you want to see more movie reviews and just more movie and geeky content, I have movie reviews and podcasts on this channel, so stay tuned for all those. So let's crack on with the review. This might be my favorite performance I have ever seen from Paul Bettany. He is tremendous in this film. He plays someone who has so much against him. He has the entire world against him. His relatives either don't pay attention to him or they hate him, really. Yet he's such a kind-hearted person that has also a lot of demons that he's facing from the past that haunt him till the present day that this film is set in. And I thought Paul Bettany played this character with such nuance. He plays this character holding in a lot of pain. Pain he expects, pain he knows it's coming, and also pain that he just wishes it would not come upon him. There's a particular scene where he has just had enough of this and he's checking into a motel and he just asks the guy at the desk to look at him as the guy realizes who he is. Because he's from this small town, everyone knows his family, everybody loved his father, and there's a lot of complications in that relationship in itself which are explored in the film, and I thought the film does a really great job at letting us know who this character is, what he has been through, what makes him this person with so many demons. And Peter Macdissi, who plays his lover, is also so good. I have never seen this actor in anything before. He really, really surprised me. I love their relationship, but I also love the relationship that begins throughout the film to develop and is generated between not only Uncle Frank and his niece, played by Sophia Lillis, but also Walid and Sophia Lillis' character. It's just so sweet and endearing. It never quite gets cheesy or melodramatic. It's just enough that, set in these very complicated times for homosexual people, it creates this very warm and welcoming sense to the film. And even though these times of the 70s were very antagonistic towards homosexual people, I personally love when a movie can go back and just transport you into that, be it with colors and visuals, and this film really does that. The warm yellows, the flash of the 70s. There's a particular scene in Frank's apartment where he's having a party and it's just gorgeous. It breathes 70s. It oozes 70s out of your TV, and I just loved every second of this film that it was visually, this is the 70s, here it is. And even though I loved Sophia Lillis' character, I thought her narration that goes on and off throughout this film was kind of more used as an unnecessary plot device. I don't think we very much needed her to narrate this film, to the point where she kind of becomes a secondary character in the place of Uncle Frank, so that makes the narration feel even more unnecessary. And yes, we're now going to issues. I've already mentioned one. Another issue that I had is that sometimes the film takes detours instead of going straight to the point, and this is not a long film. The film runs at 95 minutes long, so it even felt weird when I noticed the movie was so short, but I could see the movie deviate and instead of going straight for it, take pauses in their road trip, because this is essentially what it is. It's a road trip movie, which I love, for the most part, as a structure to tell your story, a road trip is always great in my book. Doesn't always work. In this case, the problem isn't the road trip. It's how many pit stops they have along the road trip. And without wanting to get into spoilers, I just thought the ending was too easy. I thought this film should have had the balls to do something daring and not perfectly tie a knot in the ending of the film. And even though I felt that sweetness, I felt that endearment towards the ending of the film, I just think that's not quite fitting. But the skilled mix of intense, heartbreaking moments with comedy and humor, as well as character dynamics shifting throughout the film, make this one very much worth your watch. I'm giving Uncle Frank a B. Now, what did you think of Uncle Frank, my beautiful geekies? Let me know in the comments below. Have you seen it on Amazon Prime? Did you know it existed at all? All of that in the comments. Start the conversation. That is always the most important part. And stay tuned for many more reviews to come. I still have my reviews for Jungleland and Stardust coming very soon, so I hope to see you in those. And also this week on Thursday, Geeks of the Roundtable comes back with myself and Zach Pope. Stay tuned for that, and check out my merch on TeePublic and Redbubble. I hope to see you on all of those. I hope to see you everywhere in every future video I put up. And again, if you're new here, tell your friends, have them start the conversation and join you in the comments. So until the next video, please stay beautiful, stay geeky, but most importantly, above everything else, forever and always, love each other and love the movies.